This video series was produced on River Ridge Ranch, ancient home of the Yaudantche Band of the Foothill Yokuts until 1859, when the first Europeans occupied the land. Evidence of the original lives here is abundant, acknowledged, and respected. Welcome to Pasture 2 on River Ridge Ranch. River Ridge is a working ranch, which has put on 2 workshops to teach other landowners and land managers how to better care for their land when they've got some damage they just don't know how to handle. You are watching the introductory chapter of a series of 5 videos. The chapters will cover culverts, one-rock dams, zuni bowls, log drops, and log mats. You'll find explanations and how-tos for repairing damage to seasonal watercourses. You can choose to watch each of the chapters individually or watch all the way through. At the end of each chapter, you'll find links to additional resources. This is Craig Sponholz, owner and operator of Watershed Artisans. Craig was the trainer in our first 2016 workshop. And this is Neil Bertrando, owner and operator of RT Permaculture, who was the trainer for our 2018 workshop.
We are putting on a workshop today to teach other landowners and ranchers how to better care for their land when they've got some damage they just don't know what to do with.
I think what these 2 courses have done for me is give me an eye.
The foothills of California are a critical component of the California water cycle. They're the location where we can store a lot of water and sediment, as well as they feed the ranch ecology and the rangeland economy.
I might be on my ranch and driving around and everything was normal. Now things are no longer normal.
The reason you want to mess around with the water on your property is that you want your animals out there, if you're a livestock owner, eating. And you want them shading up and digesting. You don't want them walling around in the swimming pool, ordering drinks from the waiters. You want them putting on weight. I mean, you know this, folks. It's 1.5 pounds a day, it's 2 pounds a day, every day, whatever your target is.
If we can slow water down, then we can get a lot more infiltration. And that's becoming increasingly important, that we hold water in the high country. And if we're going to, predictably they say we're going to have less snow, more rainfall, we're going to have to hold rainfall as wet water, not as snow. The water courses are probably the place where we have our highest diversity of animal life and plant life. They're a natural attraction, of course, for the cattle, because they are the one green or damp spot in the summertime in this part of the world.
We use natural materials for the most part: rocks, logs, gravel.
We'd fallen in love with the land. We thought the resource value was enormous. It was a gorgeous place. So we protected it as a working landscape forever. We understand that downstream from us is a city of 50,000 people. They're drinking the water that passes through this ranch. So as citizens, as Americans, as whatever form of patriotism we espouse, that's part of our mission and part of our, I don't want to call it a burden, but part of our charge is to just be good neighbors and good stewards of the land.
Ideally, if the job is done well, the sediment will cover a structure and the vegetation will grow up through it. The vegetation is what really holds it in the long term. We're not relying just upon the rock or log as armoring it to be the long-term stabilizing factor. The vegetation is what does that.
This workshop is designed to teach people how to do things inexpensively, how to do things pretty easily that have a relatively large positive effect for a relatively small input of time and of your energy, and certainly of your treasure, as they like to say, your capital, your bucks. Later in the season, you want to let animals into those areas. You've got a grass reserve, you've got a vegetation reserve. So now you're extending the growing season. You've given yourself a little access to more food or more feed when there's maybe there's a drought situation. And those water courses, as you know, are productive. I'm going to give you two perspectives today. One is from landowner point of view. The other one is from the do-gooder point of view, being president of a nonprofit whose mission is to tell people who own big parcels of land, ranches, or people who aren't running livestock, about ways they can do repairs on their land, ways they can prevent damage on their land, ways that they can keep water cleaner, have more water,